Abusia for need kwanse mu akwa abasonko de be media GH so. Abusia Farouk Wahab e di nsem bi aba begu abonten a nsem ni mu eduye pa. Abusia me pese me kasa ebe wa na se me pese me kasa ebe ye tenten need kwanse ha. Oye be media GH and dey kan woni twa channel so said and say but more subscribe na abusia na notification bell no so for more updates. Yentie Farouk Wahab na nsem a odi agu abonten na se bi na se wo wa de chebu adama ya kire ya dwen na nsem very yentie no.
Okay, problem here very simple. First and foremost, I would say the problem bothers on one thing sensitive in both Quran and both Bible is the problem of love. We don't have it.
We don't have there
love for our country.
Patriotism.
Patriotism is another thing. Love is the deep-rooted. Patriotism, you can call it a commercial word, but if you talk about love, it is bothers on faith and religion and mankind. That we don't have it. So Obekai say a program we so one an issue of America George Floyd issue.
Oba say yampo wacho say if say so share na nkofo tie nyansa. Father, let's go back.
Okay. Enti say love me can Floyd again. So we don't love ourselves to that extent. But we are only hypocrites. Because say at that time is striking an example say what's a brony a racist on pewasem. And I'm coming back to your point say obia excuse me say na oye fitter Gana yumbun oye painter ebia ni amfa ne nyehwe oye shushan boy onya nhwe about 70% of Africans who free Africa are called the diaspora, foreign countries, advanced nations, Europe, North America, and other parts of the world. You know, omukonya opportunities. Omukonya opportunities to the point say, abrofukra sa do passport di aka wo. But holistically all over Africa. My question was, how many whites? And so abekrum ha until today, per resident permit across any country in Africa. Young farmer woman. Intine say, onu ye racist. Abrofono a racist. Mapa Ghana for Bekano cry and whoever is listening. Over 70% of Africans, and I'm referring to my country Ghana, o tu kwa no unkra danki da. Na on tour frigida. Na oni a bed I on unkwane dia. Na on tour block da. No man ma miskada, no man papeska. 1 year after leaving Ghana, wetimaka say na nefunu kra yonkutu ni ensie ni foforo. Am I lying?
It's true.
Into the opportunity given to you, no, by a racist. And you came from a country which we are not racist. And I'm catching say racism, it is not a word that ye use no I say any AEB. Protecting your race is not a crime. But whom it affects as a result of how you use it individually, that one you can call it racial act or racial practice. But protecting your race, abrofona protect you omu race. Am ebia beka yenya yekoho. Into share the flip side of the exchanger. How many of us are now call as compared to abrofona baha? So let's start the books. Yenya abrofono, and him for nya iska kani. So country number 1, Ghana. Ghana had independence at the age of 1957, 63 years. 57 na Romania onim their friend independence under Ceausescu. Ghana was share Romania da. Ghana was share Bulgaria da. Ghana was share a lot of countries in the Eastern Bloc da. Ghana was share Poland da. Ghana was share Algeria da. Now share Algeria country the beauty of Algiers in Algeria. Ghana was share Egypt da. Share the beauty of Egypt. Ghana, South Africa, now you know more a diplomatic hitch because of apartheid. We were the first country to say no Ghana passport should go to the Batusa land of South Africa. And you should Ghana old passport valid for other countries except South Africa and the Batusa land. No be a passport on Koho. A protest. Ghana, Nelson Mandela and Mandela were used to Ghana passport da. Hugh Masekela were used to Ghana passport da. Maria Makeba were used to Ghana passport da. They sat here in Kromha and the year, Omo ANC. For Ghana politicians, I say, and they are aware. Ghana, University of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda University, it wasn't Kwame Nkrumah University, it wasn't Kenneth Kaunda who built that university. And the beauty of it was more than tech until recently. Ghana, Guinea, Yanya ministries, in wooden block, na Guinea, Kwame Nkrumah C, blocks. Blocks. Ghana was my leader. The biggest building in Nigeria was Ghana property. So therefore, all the African countries decided to ignore the citizen. Now, Okobebia, any territory. And it's over here, BBC, under His Excellency, late Professor Mills. That time, now Kolibu doctors was strike, and women ward. It was in a mess. All the same time, and a Haiti earthquake, by 2012 thereabout.
Right.
2009. Haiti earthquake. Ghana was the first country to go and give them 3 million. Meanwhile, now a pin for a woman, I in a country a hospital. Near Hochi hostage, on Jimmy. A pin for a no mawa went to bill. No Ghana kept them in the hospital, Yamamumpi, but near do his 80 near Kwakutia $3 million to support. But in your munko. Yayeni several countries. Some know what can I in my studio. I say the first country to sign in international charter, Ghana, signature best signing. Into the first African country to speak or UN, Ghana. What I said. Enti ubusa opportunities. And ubusa the entia yentimin create opportunities. No, it is because the visions and the visionary projects are women the back governance, which emanates from so-called their party manifesto.
Right.
The moment they are voted into power, they're supposed to give the government to you, and you hold it. Meaning, now we are the people who made you. Because at the end of the day, 30 million people, one person here the amount. And it is you, not you, the one person, and now you're intelligent or clever, but we, those who voted you, we are sensible and clever than you. But the country has one legislation, which is one president at a time. And two Nimian Sancho will be, excuse me. We are Minister Nimian Sancho will be. We are Chief Executive Nimian Sancho will be. But the people who put you there, they are the wisest ones. But when the election takes over and the election is declared, then instantly, now Oma hold you the government to their chest instead of releasing, and it's not Ghana, across board Africa. Let's take out the countries now. Omoya Kingdom, Morocco or a kingdom, Swaziland or a kingdom, Lesotho, and some few African countries now. The Omoya Kingdom. No. That one you understand to say, Sabi Utum for a Ashanti region kingdom. Now oye Asantini, no Ajenemano, or no Diano, on quite different. But even those countries, share Morocco, Nebane Babe Fire, share their why Morocco. And no crampuna ya kingdom. Yes. But then they are free range. Open judicial on Saka. Or will be the executive. Or everything that should take you to make you to let your government succeed. You are not out of professionals. Or and also back with a youthful, vibrant population of learned students. Bracket age between 18 years up to 35 is the biggest in the whole worldwide African continent than any other continent of the world. Average graduates, in terms of numbers, average graduates, we are higher than even the Americans.
Yeah, it's true.
Average graduates, we are higher than the Asians. Average graduates, we are higher than everywhere. Youthful bracket. But why can't you create opportunities? So now let's ask ourselves. One, the first problem is the kind of education that we have. We created schools. We created schools. And we decided
education is the problem.
Is the problem, number one.
Okay.
We created schools and asked our people to go to school. Blindly, we did not ask to educate our people. Listen to me again.
They should go to school.
You create school. We are having schools, but we don't educate people in the schools. So the schools have become a holding area on the continent, where the school, you go there to know how to read and write. Education is to acquire proficiency
and skills. But we don't do that.
Marketable skills, competitive skills. So we have schools. We've attended schools. We visited schools. We are not educated. Period.
Yako school.
You went there to learn alphabets. You went there to know consonants. You know how to formulate words. You know how to write your name. That is your schooling. But then you know how to do all these things. You know. What next do you do with all this information? That is where the story is not different from Lumumba family. The story is not different from Yadema family. The story is not different from almost all of them.
So it means that Abusiana did so many years ago, no?
Many independence in Vienna, and because Oman who bred. So they became elite society, and the elitism nom de Tiomba, and Salom Comabro from masters. To enable them, allow their children to grow up in the society. No, man in a turn out, Omsabaya, Ombaye, either presidential aspirants, politicians, lead politicians, ministers, judiciary, lawyers, top class, the whole continent. Into what the test say, who hear that and who brother. Into the grassroots suffering, no, onye bida. Ne papa no onye farms, makan studio so say, challenging, arguably. Ghana president over the year from Nkrumah Bepim year penso. The 13th presidents that were changed. Yanchem Bakwa, wire farm say commercial, nimsa, why export to a brew. Yanchem Bakwa and the farms why employ nipa 200. So if you don't have that, and you call it, said the economy is a backbone, agri-based economy, backbone back cocoa.
You don't understand it.
Now we need cocoa farms, sir. How do you make a law for the cocoa farmer to be free? How do you know, say Obama cocoa farmer fertilizer? How do you know, say officer na okowe in cocoa no? Machine now they kono. Why the why just machine? Ne krasi ni se be farmer. No ti brekum. Oti doma him crook. Now what do farms? No nim their friend machine. Omu koma just bako. Or the see way so no maji. How many government officials and Niger country whisker they cut off cocoa or call your coaches canima omubi? A few crowd one year day one your house among cocoa monkore. The same sanka is camonkori cocoa to do the no magic. More treatment into opportunities in Uko creating. Now let's compare the opportunities that is even available for other countries. Our practicing. Countries of the world, they are all service nations. They don't have resources, mineral resources. Only are service nations.
Raw natural resources. They don't have.
They depend on capital human resources as a base of selling intelligence and IPs, intellectual property. But when it comes to mineral resources, that is the engine of the world. That is the money of the world. You know, they do not have. Ghana, how many regions? You say obey 16. You will move 12, 13. It be a gold endowed. The whole country. 60 meters, maybe 40 meters, depending on the land topography. Maybe 35 meters. No cartoons you. The best and the cheapest and the easiest way of making money is even to sell water, drinking water. Makane hada. We haven't done that. We haven't also harnessed the resources of today, job opportunities, air services. Woman can say, Odra Bruchano, air service provision. Or corporate office, air service provision. Or driver car logistics, air service provision. A Jumabia or ye company, or provide service no ajiska. But Bronina created the enabling environment. Our your services or your production. Productions were the raw materials in the free war. Oh, we are catchers and found their but messa the finished product and their brano asatias here. The bargaining power of this after, let's see how they are going to do the bargaining power with Abrofono. Let's see how Abrofono Transakacho say we have nations. Ghana can or they blacklisted us with the European Union. Say a money laundering nation. Whereas this is not to put fear but on call for ba no ma biomu o free chrome ha o ma no call make us o school o ma no do JSS one man good maths master because maths master no chena de no ono afeli school na kra na ekono where you selected schools by 100 about 15 and our country how I want to call for parliamentarians politicians old post office general managers the greater 70-85% of Ghanaians